Good morning. I just came back to say hello from yesterday. And this is Glenda at AKA GK Fralin on your YouTube dial. Wow. What a day. We had a hilarious time. And there were a couple times when I said, "Quit rustling on the floor." When they're that little, sometimes you forget just how energetic they can be. Oh dear. But then, I'm talking about my youngest grandkids. They're like 6, 5, and 3. Cute as can be, energetic. They have a lot of space, big yard, and they use it. My kids were wild. They aren't wild. They aren't wild. They just get wound up like kids do. Anyway. Oh. But no, we had a fabulous time. And the youngest one, Deanna, over the past years since she's been born, it has taken a long time for her to warm up to me. And because they live out of state and don't see her don't see her as frequently or have the opportunity as frequently as the others. And she was a little shyer than the older two, but oh boy, is she the boss when she wants to be. Anyway, it was totally unexpected. I was sitting right here, and she came up to me. She didn't even say anything. She just was sitting right out here in front of me, and she started doing this. Not hard at all, just enough to get my attention. I looked at her, and she opened her arms, and I opened mine, and she was right up there in my lap, and we were hugging, and I was like, oh, yay! I said, look, and everybody in the other room was like saying, and I don't know, I can't remember if Deanna said something. I don't think so. But her mom saw it, and she says, that was nice, Deanna. And everybody looked, and they were all just like cheering. Because Deanna asked Grandma to pick her up. Anyway. And then as soon as she'd had enough of all that, because she's a very active one, she pulled away. She kind of wiggled to let me know she wanted down. Oh, she'll talk. She talks a blue streak. She got down and she waved or just kind of gave me a goodbye look, and off she went. And she was going again. And that's the beauty of family. Grandkids are the best. There's times, and your own children too. There's times when they can just drive you up a wall, or they can just make you feel like they are going to bring down the ceiling, and then something like that happens. And, but no, I enjoyed every one of them today. I did. And, before, the oldest of that group that got here today, TJ, they weren't here very long. Of course, they got here on time, but the others were running a little late. But he kept saying, well, when do we eat? I'm hungry. We have to wait for the others to get here. And so pretty soon, then my oldest and her kids showed up, and my youngest had texted me that they still had a couple things to do, but they'd be here. And I had given the time frame of noon to 1-ish. or noonish to 1 in that area. So nobody was actually late at all, but he was hungry. So anyway, but they started getting wound up. And at first it didn't bother me at all. They were kind of down on the floor and they were getting a little bit of too much of a rough house. And I said, okay, guys, that's enough. And anyway, finally, all of them got here. Well, at one point, he said he was hungry, and I said, we still have to wait for some of the food to get here. There's food, we got all kinds of food. It's all in the kitchen. I tell you what, I was so glad to see my youngest arrive with the rest of the food. It wasn't like we were going to be missing anything. We started then, but we just, when you're having a family get-together, you want to wait till family's here. But, you think back, and I remember when my kids were little, if you had little ones who were acting up, you put food in their mouth, whether everybody was there or not. Oh, because generally, you've tried to get them to eat breakfast, but they generally don't do very good at it because they know, they're excited because they know they're going somewhere, and they don't like to settle down to eat. Anyway, so as soon as they got here, I was like, okay, let's get some food in these kids' mouths. I went in the kitchen and I started helping get things, laid out. And I I hollered something. I swear to gosh, I've heard it's either my dad or somebody when I was younger holler, because you do these things and you don't realize where they come from. But I was like, Tommy, Sandra, Deanna, front and center. Oh, I called my son's name too, Tony. He just help. And I was starting to kind of wear by then because it don't take me long. Joe says, well, go back in the other room. And I said, I want to get these kids fed. He said, he said, go back in the other room and sit down. And there was Tony in there ready to get his kids fed. So, well, I mean, his wife was here too. But I don't know. My kids told me, so I holler at Tony. Crystal, I think, ended up hollering, I'm coming. So, that's his wife. So it wasn't like she was ducking out or like I was. It was just I happened to holler at my own kid. Anyway, so I went and sat down, and I just enjoyed a little bit of peace and quiet. And I enjoyed talking to my older granddaughter, one of my older granddaughters, who was sitting beside me, and I was saying, well, we were sitting here having a chat, and I was kind of breathing while the others were getting the kids all fed and sat around the dining room table. I am glad we have a very large dining room table. Oh, but anyway. Great day, great day. After lunch and after everything was cleared away, they went outside, they shot off some fireworks in the yard. After that, they came in and I immediately pulled out a bunch of, years ago, we bought this big old printer. And it was our very first laser, but this one was a full color printer. Oh, I loved that thing, but it just got to where I wore it out. I mean, 'cause I used it. And anyway, but I thought at the time we bought it that it had the long, for the short and the really long pages. So I bought some of the long sheets. And of course, it didn't take those. It just took the regular paper size. So anyway, so I've got a big bundle of that stuff. Great big old ream of that still in there. And so I'll pull off of that every once in a while and So I put that out there, I put the crayons out there, and I said, okay, you guys, why don't you all make a poster that you can put in your room? So a whole bunch of the posters walked out of here today. And I was so glad to get all those hugs, both when they came and when they went. And then we get the text from the one that's out of state. We made it. It's just one state, it's just across the border. But I don't know, for some reason, across town and across the border. But we always have to do that with our parents. We had always, even when we were grown and older and stuff, they want to know we made it home okay. It's just being a parent, I guess, at least being a parent in our family. So that's the crazy day that was wonderful. We had sliced ham, we had thin sliced turkey, we had two different kinds of macaroni salad, one with French and one with ranch dressing. We had a huge potato salad. We had, my husband bought potato chip. One was, the flavor, one of them that he had open was a barbecue rib flavor, and I tasted one thinking, okay, it's just barbecue chips. They tasted like barbecue ribs. So they had that smokiness, Anyway, and we had, oh golly, we had the relish trays with, and I got snap pea, because they had first time I've ever seen snap peas in a relish tray, and it was delicious. Anyway, because because I hollered at my husband just after they had sent me away. he decided to fix my plate, and I said, make sure you get me one of those snap peas. So I enjoyed munching on that. But and we had pudding, and it's a special kind of banana pudding. It's actually got vanilla wafers, vanilla pudding, bananas. A whole bunch of the crushed up vanilla wafers, bananas, and there was something else. Oh, whipped cream. Oh, delicious. I've had it before. It's been a long time, but my daughter made that, and she made cupcakes too. It was like, oh my Lord. Here I had told my son, I think I've got it set up so that we'll have just enough food so that we won't have a whole lot of leftovers. Everybody just doubled how much they brought. So, anyway, we had less items maybe, but I think everybody just doubled what they brought. But I tell you what, nobody left nobody should have left. I had a granddaughter that just kept complaining she wasn't hungry. I don't know, but I think she just wasn't hungry. I kept thinking something was wrong, but no, I think she just wasn't hungry. Okay, now I'm back to say goodbye from yesterday. Thought I'd have more material, but I didn't realize how long my narrative was. So, I love you, care about you very much. Give me a summary of your weekend. Just write it down in the bottom and enjoy a conversation with each other. So, we'll see you again tomorrow.